So just to tell you how it has evolution has happened of ITIL. So it happened in 1980. Office of Government Commerce initiated collection and adoption of best practices. From there, they have started with the first official version published in 1989, and then in 2002 they have published version 2. From there only it got into the market about the service support, service delivery, and service desk. So, for example, service support, you whatever support you're doing, like it can be an ABAP, it can be a security consultant, whoever is all you guys, the entire IT support team is doing this activity only, service support to our business team, right? That is our activity, service support. For example, Bapper is doing a development. It is a service activity he's doing. Actually, he does the service delivery also. Like once, few things will be like a support fee. Some people will be asking how to do. Like might be after developing an ABAP program, so he has to show how it has to be. Those kind of stuffs alone comes in the service support side. Service delivery, he develops and give it for the users to use this service delivery. Service desk is the team who is, I said, right, Anthony, Joshua, and Kashish. They both are doing the service desk activity. Whoever from the business team, whoever sends a request, that goes to the right team. For example, if it is a SAP BI authorization request, what happens is user request for a password reset. So it comes to Kashish or Joshua. From there, they or if there is a workflow, automatically it goes to Office, who's our security SAP security consultant, who looks into it and he resets the password and give it to the business users. So this full activity is all done in the service desk part. Okay, and then in 2007 they released version 3, which is mainly about a service life cycle approach. It is something from start to end of a service. Okay, then they have improvised with in 2011 consistently across core publication, but the main changes has happened in 2019 version, where they had a major revamp with focus on service value system. See, till now, it's like a just a support service is what they've been saying about ITIL, but now it's a value creation, right? You as an IT team, it's not like you are just doing some kind of small work to the guys. So, for example, our ABAPers there, they are developing. Might be the development will have a big value creation for the business team. Okay, but might be we are not aware that the value. But for business, it's a big value where might be from there. If, okay, for example, we'll take some stock out reports they're developing for a store. So those kind of stuff and all, if for example in store they can manage inventory properly without much stock out, so those kind of report will be more helpful for the entire business team. So that is where the value is being created. Okay, this I'll just explain more in detail on what is service value system. Okay, so this is the ITIL V4 is a framework. Okay, it consists of ITIL service value system. I'll explain about in detail on what is this service value system and also the four dimensions models. Okay, so about the service value system. Okay, if okay, let's take some with some examples. Okay, so if there is a demand only, support service value is required, right? If there is no demand, why we IT team are sitting? If there is no service or we are not going to support anyone, there is no need of us, right? So there will be a demand. If, like for example, we'll take consider as a e-commerce. E-commerce nowadays, if you see, like everyone wants everything to be like everyone needs it like very easy, simple. This generation is all about that. So earlier days for mobile, we used to type the mobile number to call someone. Nowadays, we in iPhone and all, we call in Siri, we say the name, it goes. So we have made things simplified, right? So that is all. It's all opportunity and demand which happens, right? For example, we for our organization, we need e-commerce solution immediately. We need an e-commerce solution since we have been like bricks of mortars, but we have stores, we have multiple stores across all GCC and India, but we don't have a proper e-commerce solution. Now the market is moving towards e-commerce, so there is a bigger opportunity and demand of e-commerce. For that, what are the guiding principles, governance, service value chain practices, continual improvement? This all are like a framework. From this, like what is the value we are going to give it? E-commerce solution. It can be nowadays there are lots of e-commerce like Adobe Commerce Cloud is there. We can buy any grocery or something like that. A lot of already readily available tools also is there. We can procure and we can do that. But for that, we need or we can internally develop an e-commerce solution, build it, and give a company a big value on the e-commerce. So this guiding principles how it has been it is you have to set up principles, right? You need to focus on what you wanted to do on the e-commerce front and where you wanted to start. Now in Nesto or in our organization, we don't have much on e-commerce, so we are starting from the scratch. So those kind of stuff, like all how you will collaborate, whom the partner you are going to select. So these things and all comes in the guiding principles. And governance, if it is an e-commerce solution, we need to have an if we need to have a payment gateway as a governance. It can be governance can be internal and external. So for external, we need to have a PCI. If you have seen in all the e-commerce solution, PCI DSS will be there. The reason is it's in compliance which need to be followed. Then only we can do the payment gateway through e-commerce solution. So it's like a compliance part. So that is something governance. One governance is there as a compliance. Also for our internal part, we will have multiple governance. We will have a policy. How does e-commerce solution need to be done? How what are the roles? What are the policies? What are the rules and what are the policies you are going to set within our internal organization to run the e-commerce solution? This all comes under governance and practices. There are multiple practices. One is general management practices there. Then like I'll go in detail all the practices. There is a technical management practices there, and also service management practices are there. And like on top of that, we have a continuous improvement. Continuous improvement is something like, see, if you do any work, just giving is not right. If you're doing an e-commerce solution and giving to the users to use it, but they are using now, but they have a problem, so you will solve the issues. And also in later stage, e-commerce might be AI driven. So all the market is getting changed to AI driven, and you are not going to improve on going with AI driven e-commerce solution. We will go back from the market uh, growth. Okay, so those kind of things all comes in the continuous improvement. Always you need to take a feedback. You have to come back and make sure that product is properly delivered product or any service. It can be it's a service value chain is for any product or any service is called as a service value chain. For that, what value you give, our output will be e-commerce solution. So this is all about mainly about an ITIL service value management value system. Okay. So I just explained to you about the IT service value chain, ITIL practices, guidelines, practices, governance, continuous improvements. Okay. So this is the same thing which I have been explaining. I want to go again on the same part. Guiding principles are used to guide an organization decision and action to ensure a shared understanding and common approach to service management. and also for the making strategic decision for making a day-to-day operation. Whatever I said, they are just written here. Governance includes activities that enable organizations to continually align their operation with the strategic direction set by the governing body. The governing body can be internal governing body as well as the outside external governing body also. Okay, and then continual improvement. As I said, support the service value system. Consists of a simple and practical improvement model to maintain resilience and agility in constantly changing environment. So if there is a change, you need to be also change according to the current market trends. Okay, so this is like four dimension of ITIL. Like in this, you can see first is organization and people. Okay, then second is information and technology. Okay, and then you can see partners and suppliers, values team and processes. And then you see a value. Value is for what you're creating. It can be a product, it can be a service. Product means like product means if you have a physical appearance is called a product. Service is something, it is not what to say, it is not a physical thing, it is a activity which we are doing, like we are doing service activities, right? We are doing supporting the team. It is all a service which we are doing, so that's all comes in the services. So value is mainly we are going to give mainly for a product or a service. So this we call it as a pestle. This is very much important. That this is not only in ITL. There's political factor, economical factors, social factors, technological factors, legal factors, environmental factors. This seven is more important. It is not only for ITL, for the entire globally, for anything and everything. If a country has to grow or degrow, everything considered in the pestle. Pestle, PESTLE is pestle word, political factors. For example, if UAE or India, like if it is all like right now, like we have a government, right? So based on that, only lot of changes will happen. So there is all comes in the political factors, economic factors. Like our company grow, sorry, our country grows, then it is like for us also there will be like a demand. We will have a growth. Everything comes under economical factor.